Far beneath the surface of the ocean, where sunlight faded into soft blue silence, there lived a small lobster hiding between the rocks. Its shell was strong once, safe once, comfortable once. But lately, something had changed. The shell that once protected it now felt unbearably tight. Every movement felt uncomfortable. Every step across the ocean floor felt heavy and restricted. The lobster did not understand what was happening. Why does my own shell hurt me? It wondered. So it tried to ignore the feeling. Days passed, then weeks. But the discomfort only grew worse. The lobster became frustrated. It blamed the ocean currents, the sharp rocks, the changing tides. Surely the problem had to be somewhere outside of itself. One evening during low tide, the lobster crawled toward an old sea turtle resting quietly near the coral reef. The turtle had lived through storms, seasons, and countless tides. Its eyes carried the calmness of deep waters. The lobster asked desperately, "Why is life suddenly so uncomfortable?" The old turtle studied the lobster for a long moment before speaking softly. "Because you have outgrown your shell." The lobster froze. "But this shell protects me," it said nervously. "It's the only thing keeping me safe." The turtle nodded slowly. "Yes. But what once protected you can eventually become the very thing that limits your growth." The ocean became silent again. The lobster looked down at its shell with fear. Without it, the sea was dangerous. There were predators everywhere, sharp rocks, dark waters. Leaving the shell behind felt impossible, but staying inside it was becoming painful. For many days, the lobster wrestled with fear. It hid deeper in the rocks, avoided the currents, avoided change. Yet no matter how hard it tried, the discomfort would not disappear. Finally, one quiet night beneath the moonlit tide, the lobster made a terrifying decision. It let the old shell crack open. Slowly, painfully, it crawled out. For the first time in its life, its body was completely soft and vulnerable. Every movement felt exposed. The cold ocean currents touched places the shell had hidden for years. The lobster trembled with fear. This was a mistake, it thought. I was safer before. So it hid silently beneath a dark rock while its new shell slowly began forming. Those days were the hardest, because growth often feels most uncomfortable when we are between who we were and who we are becoming. The lobster had no armor yet, no certainty, no protection, only trust. Trust that this painful season had a purpose. Days later, something remarkable happened. Its new shell hardened, stronger than before, larger than before. The lobster stepped out from beneath the rock and moved through the ocean with a freedom it had never known. And suddenly, it understood. The discomfort was never the enemy. The discomfort was the signal. A signal that it was time to grow. In life, many people mistake discomfort for failure. When relationships change, when old dreams no longer fit, when familiar places begin to feel heavy inside the soul, we panic. We try to force ourselves back into old versions of who we used to be, because familiarity feels safer than transformation. But nature whispers the same truth over and over again. Every living thing must outgrow its old form. The snake sheds its skin. The tree releases its leaves. The moon lets go of its darkness to become full again. And perhaps the soul must also learn to release the shells it has outgrown. Sometimes the anxiety you feel, the restlessness, the quiet discomfort in your heart is not life punishing you. It may simply mean your spirit is trying to expand beyond the limits of who you once were. Growth rarely feels comfortable while it is happening. The new shell does not appear instantly. There will be seasons where you feel uncertain, soft, exposed, as if everything familiar has cracked apart. But those fragile seasons are often where the deepest transformation begins. So if your life feels uncomfortable right now, if your soul feels trapped inside something that no longer fits, do not fear the cracking. Some shells must break so a larger life can begin. And one day, you may look back at this difficult season with gratitude, because you will realize the pain was not destroying you, it was teaching you how to grow. Thank you for resting here with Soul Flora. If this story spoke gently to your heart, stay close. There are more quiet stories waiting for you here. Stories to help your soul breathe, heal, and bloom through every season of becoming.